Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of In Stars in Time. We're going to be helping out Odal and Bonnie today, and I actually was able to, because I have a playthrough of this, which is actually very fortunate, and one of the things that, happens in those conversations that we had with Bonnie and Odal was, and everyone, was that the food stuff, all you have to do is, remember, and actually isn't that hard, I don't think. Again, I don't know if these are going to be the answers, but, I think it's just what they got excited about each time. Now I didn't have to look up all of them, because then I was like, well, I know they got excited over, they were, saying they love rice, right? There's also, the idea of, the pineapples as well at the same time, too. But the third thing I'm not, entirely so sure on. So we'll see if we can, figure this out, with, Bonnie. Bonnie's looking more to see the fields. Bonnie. Hey, friend. What do you want? Is there any way we can, do this now? Do we have to do next loop? Do you have to loop again to do it? Okay, no, here it is. Okay, I do. Let's try this out. Okay, if we get it wrong, we get it wrong. That's fine. You love rice, right? Yeah, rice. Yeah. They're like, I love rice, now with the onigiris, right? So it's rice. Yeah, that's true, but... And the pineapple, right, was one thing they're very, they loved giving us the fish heads, but I think they probably liked the pineapple themselves. And the last one is... Wait. Oh, no. Okay, so this is the one I'm not too sure on. I know we made samosas very early on in the game, right? And Bonnie made samosas very early on in the game. The palmiers and malanga fritters were also something we made recently with our dishes as well, right? Was there excitement over the malanga fritters? No, that was for us. They made them for us. That wasn't their favorite food. They made those for us. And palmiers. What? I'm just gonna look up palmiers are again. Just maybe I can jog my memory, because I know malanga fritters. They definitely they did it for. That was our home food. They were more excited that they made it for us. So it was between samosas and palmiers. And honestly, samosas they made for all of us too. And there was an exciting thing there also. What do palmiers look like? Because I'm just blanking what palmiers are. Palmier is pig's ear and okay. So it's different parts of the pig. Wait, no. No, it's not actually, it's a pastry. Oh my god. It's not coming to mind on whether they were excited about this or not. I probably should have checked that part as well. Because I remember when I saw that I love rice thing, it's yeah, they love rice, and then obviously they also were very excited about the idea of pineapples. Or at least they liked pineapples. These were for us. No matter what, we'll have to do another loop and try. So I think it's process of elimination. We could just do another loop, and whatever we don't pick, we can pick as well. So we might just go from top to bottom, pick samosas, and go down. Yeah, right? Palmiers or samosas. But which samosas? Oh, I bet you don't even know that. Oh, so we did know. Okay, samosas is correct. Okay. Which samosas are my favorite, stupid? Is it samosas? With cheese? Oh, with cheese. Oh, God. I don't know this at all. With cheese with potatoes? With cheese without potatoes? With cheese with potatoes? With cheese without potatoes? Are they not the same thing? With cheese with potatoes? Is that correct? No, God, I don't want you to help me with anything, ever. So it's with cheese. Okay, so we got that part of that right. That's fine. Again, it's I just briefly looked over some stuff again from the playthrough. But I thought that I might get that confused. So do we have to do the? So we have to loop again. Does that mean we have to talk to... Let me see. Let's try it anyway. We're going to loop anyway. Let's go. But does that mean we have to get the stuff for... No, we don't. We have the information anyway, right? We have it. Yeah. We could load the save, but like we might as well engage with the mechanics as well, right? You're living in a comedy skit. Oh my god. We're going to start again from here. Dorm 1. If you've forgotten, what were you doing? Wait, so you know we don't know? Wait, so we don't, oh, wait. So we don't remember that aspect at all? Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Here again, yeah. Let me go try and see if like we can like I'll see what we remember, right? We'll see exactly what we remember. Because if we don't remember it, that's fine. We'll have to go through a lot of the stuff again. That's fine. But we might as well see, right? If there's an option to ask for if they need help or not. 100%. We'll see. There it is. Okay. We still have this. So let's try this again. So it's rice, pineapples, samosas, and then I guess with cheese. So without cheese with potatoes. Wait, so it's without cheese with potatoes. So maybe, I don't know which one these are, so we're gonna have to try a bunch of them. So with cheese without potatoes? With cheese with without cheese with potatoes? I don't remember. I think it might be, I think I remember them talking about potatoes, but I could be wrong. So I think it has to have potatoes in it, right? Right? Okay, great. Okay, I remember them talking about potatoes. I remember that, like I had a, in my mind I could hear them talk about this stuff as well. Yeah, like I think so as well. Okay. Success. If you remember them all, I want to make it clear as well, by the way, I have no problem like looking up like stuff like that as well, or looking back at the playthrough. So like even with this last part here, it's like the only reason I didn't know these other parts here is because like it was literally just a quick glance on like some of the stuff beforehand. So I was like, okay, but you know, we'll figure it out, you know? Do you pay attention to me? Honestly, like I feel like what's really kind of not great about this feeling though is that while I do remember, like what it's one of those things where like it's like, oh yeah, I love rice, you know, I remember that, with the onigiri, I did have to glance back over the pineapple thing, and also at the same time as well, like I guessed the samosa, and I kind of like got the first part wrong, but I kind of remember the vague memory of them talking about potatoes. It feels bad because while Bonnie now thinks, okay, this person is thinking about me, while we do think about them, we care about them, this aspect we didn't really know fully, you know? No, that's stupid. Of course you do. Oh, but well, or else you wouldn't have. There's something you could help me, but anything. Like, I know it's like kind of maybe you could look at the ends justify the means things, but like I think that Siegfried does care about Bonnie, but I think from Bonnie's perspective as like, you know, again, they are a child, to be like, you know, well, what's my favorite food then? You know, that's a very like, childlike question to ask about anything, you know? It's like, oh, like you like me then? Okay then, what's my favorite toy? You know what I mean? That type of thing. Or what did I do like, you know, that kind of thing. You know, it seems very natural for them to ask a question like that. But I hope they know that like Siegfried does care, and I care especially as well. I do care quite a bit about Bonnie. Can you come with me? If you have time. I have time. Okay, then come on. Interesting. Bonnie brought you to outside of Dormont. You can see some weak sadness roaming around the distance. Freen, you said I could ask for anything. Yeah, anything. Anything you want. Not exactly what you said, but sure, whatever you want. Okay, well, I need you to teach me how to fight. Oh, you want to fight? I know Deal's gonna say I can help you in battle tomorrow, but it'll be from far away, right? I want to help. To actually help. And for that, I need to learn how to fight. So you're gonna help me. Let's go! Body right away. Oh, I mean, like, again, it makes sense why they would want to learn this, maybe because they're only fighting from afar, but they have been so helpful towards the sadness. You run towards Bonnie as fast as you can. Look, I'm not scared. Come on. And again, trying to prove something as well. So we need scissors. Oh, we're playing as Bonnie. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I can do this. I can do this. So maybe there is a bit of fear here as well from Bonnie. Don't you dare touch Bonnie. Ah! Bonnie, without thinking about it, you strike. Amazing. Oh my god. Not even a thought process. Like, I have to jump in for Bonnie as well. I wonder what Bonnie being like, I'm not scared, I'm not scared. It's like trying to prove something to themselves and also maybe like a little bit trying to prove themselves to other people. We've seen that aspect of Bonnie's personality already where they are kind of like this character who like doesn't want to be seen as weaker, doesn't want to be seen as like helpless. Especially when you're around a bunch of adults who like are very like, you know, capable in a lot of stuff. You know, even like not, and from perception they're very capable because like in these loops, at first Seafreen is like not doing a good job at their quote unquote job. But now from everyone's perspective in these loops like, going forward, they will see Seafreen as like doing a good job. You know what I mean? You okay, Bonnie? You can't help but yell out of like frustration and fear. Be more careful. And this is a situation that's, it's so hurtful when this type of stuff happens. You know, when you're afraid for someone's safety and you kind of, it's like, it's involuntary. You know what I mean? And this is something like that happens like, you know, especially with sometimes with kids where it's like, don't do that again. You know, like that type of thing where like, and then you look at their face and you're like, oh my God, you know? You see what I mean? No, it's... You look at Bonnie closely. Miraculously, they don't seem hurt. Bonnie is trembling. I shouldn't have yelled, and this is a very mature response as well. Breathe with me? Oh. You make sure Bonnie breathes with you. You need to calm down too. Slowly, they stop shaking. That didn't go super well. It didn't, but it's okay. I think it's such a honest and open and natural response to what happened here. Bonnie wanted to prove something to themselves that they're not scared. They got hurt, and in the process, that fear and that adrenaline of seeing it happens all the time. It's like and maybe it's different in different cultures, but like, you know, a child falls off a scooter, right? You know. It's like a momentary thing sometimes with a parent where like they can sometimes be like, especially if they get hurt, it shocks them and they go like, oh, like, why would you do that? But then they realize, okay, no, it's not the, you know, child's fault. It's just the adrenaline, the fear of them getting hurt made you kind of like yell for a second, you know what I mean? And that can happen. You know, it can. It did not know. It's your fault. You weren't there. You weren't there to help me and tell me what to do. It is. I can take the fault. You frown. I mean, I'm sorry. That's okay. Everyone's in it. Again, this is the fear, the adrenaline. It happens all the time. People say stuff they don't mean. I can teach you, but don't go ahead on your own. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll listen. Tell me how to fight. I want to learn. You look around. There's another sadness. There's another sadness in the distance. You put your index finger in front of your mouth and tell Bonnie to stay silent and point towards the sadness. Bonnie looks over and nods. You jump in. Here we go. Yeah, like that's such a natural response as well. Like, you know, it's like, and kids can feel this way too, where they say something they don't mean or something like that. And then, you know, an involuntary response from the adults in the situation usually is like a bit of sadness, or maybe like, as in this case, a frown. And then, you know, Bonnie instantly realizes, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said what I said, you know? Okay. Ready? Yeah. This is such a great bonding moment for the two of them as well. What do I do? You smile. Teaching time. You tell Bonnie to look at the sadness hands. That's a scissor sign, right? So that means the Vern was a rockcraft. Exactly, yeah. I know rockcraft, so I can hit them, right? You nod. Okay. Here I go. You take an attacking stance. Bonnie follows suit. Nice bit of damage there as well. This is such a... I love this bonding thing here. Oh my god, look at them. I did it. I did it, Freen. You clap. Oh. You breathe in and out. 150 experience received. Yeah! You defeated the sadness. You breathe out. Bonnie's looking up at you. You look back. Hey, Freen. Why aren't we allowed to touch you? Interesting question, right? Very interesting question. A kid's perspective, they're probably going to ask something like this. Sometimes. What? Deal and Za and Belle said we're not allowed to touch you because it makes you jump because they said so. It's true that you jump, but I was just wondering why, because it means we can't high five. Oh my god, again, like it's such a... I keep saying, like, I don't mean to make it downplay anything, but it is like a very childlike perspective. Like, why can we have high five? I want to high five. Why? None of them are touching you. On purpose? Because it makes you jump? And now Freen is realizing, like, my friends have been deciding not to touch me because for my own, because they don't want to upset me. For such a simple reason. I don't mind being touched or hugged. I'm just not used to... Oh, there we go. If it's something you're not used to, a touch, the feeling of like an emotional touch or like a hug or something, it can be, I bet it can be for people that aren't used to that. It can be kind of a very like weird and not off-putting feeling, but it can be very strange, right? Of course it's gonna be strange. A new thing is always strange, but the idea of like, again, it's someone invading your personal space. And if you're someone that's not used to that, it can be a very shocking thing because it's not just like someone standing beside you. It can already feel kind of upsetting. If you're not used to someone like think of it that way, like touch your own arm, like, you know what I mean? It's the feeling of like a texture. It's like your own body being touched. You know what your own body feels like, and someone else is like connecting with that. If you're not used to that, it can feel strange. It can be a defensive thing, but can also just be like, again, just this weird feeling. You're not used to it? Oh, maybe it's because you're not ready for it when it happens. That's how it is with Neil. Neil? Neil? My sister. Oh, Neil, your sister. Opening up about their sister as well. Her name's Petronil. Petronil, it's a gorgeous name. But it's dumb, so I call her Neil. I love Petronil. She doesn't like it when people touch her, so she's not ready for it. Neil's really cool and tough, but she gets scared easy, I think. One day I touched her shoulders, she didn't know I was there, and she screamed really loud. But then she said I shouldn't do it again because when she's scared, she said her brain takes over, and she said she might suplex me without meaning to. Some people are like that too, right? Again, like, I'm not good with like frights. If someone gives me a fright, my initial reaction is usually like, what the hell? Why would you do that? And then like, I'd calm down. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Your initial reaction is like, what? Why would you do this? And then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I get very startled. You know what I mean? I don't often get scared by stuff like that, but I get startled, you know? Which sounds really cool, but she said she doesn't want to suplex me because she doesn't want to hurt me. Exactly. That's the thing. We don't want these responses, but we do like to that we have involuntarily, but they happen. She did suplex me one dude who scared her once, though. So I'm not allowed to touch her if she doesn't know I'm there. So I always try to walk real loud so she hears me coming. That's why my shoes are so big, see? Are you serious? Your shoes are big because you don't want to scare your sister? Bonnie points at their boots. You nod. Hee hee. I love Bonnie so much. I don't want to talk about my sister anymore. It's okay. And this is such a... Oh my god. Again, almost probably forgetting that they were like frozen in time, talking about their sister and reminiscing, and then instantly crashes down. You don't often talk about her. She's frozen in time. She's not here, so I don't want to talk about her. She says talking behind people's backs is bad. And also talking about her hurts and makes me sad. I want Neil to be here. Oh, Bonnie. And that's such a natural feeling to have, right? Talking about someone making you sad, reminding yourself of someone makes you sad. No. We're not blaming ourselves. I should have helped her when... Why aren't you used to being touched? Changing the subject as well here as well. But it's such a normal feeling to not feel like you could have done more in any situation like that. And you're going to be thinking about that forever. You're thinking about all the different circumstances. If I did this, if I did that, if I did this, if I did that. But obviously I'm thinking Neil wouldn't want you to think that way. Look how compassionate and thoughtful you are when it comes to your sister. The fact that you chose to wear big boots in order not to scare her anymore, it shows that you're like more compassionate than most siblings could be sometimes. It's so natural to not want to talk about your sister in this situation. Did your family not hug you when you were a kid? And again, such a sharp and straightforward question. You flinch. Oh, I can't remember. But maybe that's why. I'm just not used to it, and it takes me off guard, I think. Which, again, like, I love that everyone's, like, so weary of this and so aware of this. And Bonnie, as a kid, is asking questions that a kid would ask, you know? Okay, so if you can see me, and if I tell you I'm going to touch you, it's fine? It's not fine, but sure. Huh, okay, I'll remember that. So, then, Bonnie jumps up down, making sure you watch them do it. I'm going to touch you. Oh, my God. Suddenly, Bonnie pokes you hard in your stomach. Ow! You saw me, I told you, so it's fine. I guess so. Okay, let's go. Let's find one more sadness. I can do one more. You spot a sadness in the distance and attack. That whole, like, poke in the stomach, again, I think from Freen's perspective, it still probably feels a little bit uncomfortable to be touched even when you're warned about it. But again, they're also thinking about Bonnie's like emotions too, where they want to like that connection with Bonnie in a lot of ways too. Bonnie, like, being so happy in this sense makes me so happy, and you know, wanting to like have you know, that moment. And it probably is something that probably made them like feel a bit off guard from Seafreen all the time too. Again, as I said, from a child's perspective, I'm not allowed to touch this person. It's a weird thing to comprehend. It's not something you're going to understand fully, you know? I can do this. Watch me, Freen. You smile and join Bonnie. You and the Sadness exchange blows. Bonnie with the wild attacks as well. Look at Bonnie holding up the fisticuffs, look. Protective stance. I don't like seeing Bonnie wince at all. This is different from usual? You're not used to fighting outside anymore. The ground is so uneven and there's rocks and branches to worry about because we fought so many times on like inside the House of Change. Oop. 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 You tripped on a branch. Oh my god, showing the natural elements of being outside. Freen! The Sadness saw you fall and is running towards you to attack. No! Not this time. Bonnie protecting us. Oh my god. You breathe in and out. 150 experience received. Freen! Freen, are you okay? Bonnie's so compassionate, aren't they? Bonnie is shaking. I'm okay, Bonbon. I just tripped in. Again, I love that it showcases, like, almost instantly in the most beautiful way possible, how Freen felt in the moment of like that fear as well. And it's honestly like an unintentional great lesson for Bonnie too, where it's like, Seafreen wasn't angry at you earlier. They just felt the same way you kind of do now. This fear that someone might get hurt that you adore, you know? I think it's so beautiful that Bonnie like jumped in, because that's what Bonnie's jumping in for Freen, because Freen jumped in for Bonnie. Really? You promise? Oh my god. You nod. Okay. You haven't called me. Wow. Only Za calls me that now. Where's this going? Oops. Bonnie. No, I didn't mean. Oh my god, I've been feeling the pit of my stomach right now. You promise you're okay? You nod. Okay. Sorry. I got scared. It reminded me before, that's all. Before? Before? Is this one? I wonder if it's when we lost our eye or something. Is that when it happened? You remember, right? It was a while back when you protected me from another sadness, you know? What sadness do they mean? You can't remember. Which one? Which one? The one that... There it is. Okay, this is about the eye. Okay, that's because that's another major traumatic event as well. Oh. Ah, crab, you stupid crabbin. See, I told you. I knew it. You're so crabbin stupid. You didn't even remember him. You think it doesn't matter? Oh, man. I have such a feeling in the pit of my stomach hearing this. Holy hell. I don't think Bonnie is angry at Seafreen totally for saving them. I think it's the fact that, like, in Bonnie's mind, Seafreen lost their eye to protect Bonnie. And they don't even see it as like something that's a big deal. But to Bonnie, it's probably huge. And I wonder if that's one of the reasons why Bonnie was pushing Seafreen away so much. No, don't see it. Like, I think this is why Bonnie's been pushing Seafreen away. Holy hell. You're getting hurt because of me and you don't care. I don't think it's a lack of care. You can't see from one eye because of me and you think it doesn't crab me. Oh my god. That's right. You've forgotten. It was after you all met Bonnie. Before they started barely speaking to you. Oh, that is exactly why. Oh my god. They're not pushing Seafreen away because they freaking... I feel so bad. They're not pushing Seafreen away because they don't like Seafreen. They're pushing Seafreen away because they feel guilty about what happened. They weren't careful and the sadness was about to hurt them. They're a kid, aren't they, though? They're so small. No one else was close enough to do anything. You're the fastest. So you ran and got in front of them and... Why'd you do it for... Oh my god, Bonnie, you're... Oh, even seeing Bonnie like this is breaking my heart. Why did you do it? Why did you protect me? I don't understand. You could have stayed put. I could have taken care of it. And this is what... Oh my god. Oh my freaking god. This is why Bonnie is always trying to seem like they're not helpless. And why they don't need anyone's help and they don't... And they're always trying to make themselves feel stronger or make themselves feel like they're not sad or that they don't need anyone's help. But also as well, why they like made us like learn what their favorite foods were. Right? Not because it was some arbitrary thing at all. It's because here, you didn't know me when you saved me. And you lost your eye. And you don't know me now. And I don't want you to know me because I don't want the possibility of you saving me and losing another eye or losing another part of yourself again. They're distancing themselves from Freen because they don't want Freen to save them in the same way. And they did that here today again. And Bonnie was worried because that they took Seafreen out here to do this task, that Seafreen was going to get hurt here again. And that's what flashed before their eyes. I was fine. But no, Freen thinks they're better than everyone else. And this is... Holy freaking hell. Holy freaking hell. And you tried to protect me like a stupid crab idiot. It's not about thinking they're better. Again, from Bonnie's perspective, that's what it is. You think you're stronger than me. You think you're more powerful than me. And that's why you did it. And it's also a self perception of like, I'm not strong enough, so I have to appear strong enough. I have to be able to fight for myself. And you got hurt because of me. Because of me, you can't see from one eye. And they've been thinking about this whole time. Oh my god, you have a big scar. And you bump into things all the time. And you trip all... Oh, they notice it every single moment. Every single moment something happens, they notice this. And you can't see. Because of me. Because of me, they blame themselves for this whole time. Even when we're talking about the eye patch. Oh no. They seem really upset, but... It's not that big of a deal, though. But it is. It's a big deal to Bonnie. It really is. You got hurt because of me, and I don't like it. They've been carrying this with them this whole time. This whole freaking time. I don't want it to have happened. You should have stood there and let me be hurt. No. That's not an option either. But you would have died. It does. It so matters, Bonnie. Because what they're feeling now is their guilt that they're feeling, and their feeling of like I didn't want you to lose your eye. It's not just like this idea of like, I want to die. It's more of a case of just like, if I did die that day, they're saying it doesn't matter because again, they're really highly emotional right now. But it's more of a case of like, it doesn't matter because all that matters now is the guilt I feel. I feel this every day looking at your eye patch. If I died, it would have been fine. It would never have been fine, exactly. Oh, look at their face. I could never have let the sadness hit you. And this beautiful music as well. I know you don't like it when we say you're a child, but you are. Look at Seafreen's face. And as adults, it's our responsibility to make sure you're safe. What a thing to say. Did you want us to go to your sister and tell her sorry we didn't jump to save them? So they're gone. Oh my god, exactly. It's like, hey, like, what we're going to say other people to love you as well. Your life matters. You'll always be more important than any... Oh my god. And this is what they're saying earlier. They're going to do everything in their power to make sure Bonnie doesn't die. No matter what, we'll always make sure you'll live. They did that with the king battle too, and I'll always pick you over a blind... Oh my god. Oh... I'll always pick you over a blinding, stupid eye. But Freen, I don't want you to be hurt. I think this is such an important conversation to have as well, because again, while they're trying to make themselves feel stronger than they are and more powerful than they are, for Seafreen to just be like, listen, I understand you feel this way, but you are a child. You know what I mean? You are. And their protective nature over Bonnie is not because Bonnie's weak. It's because they're a child. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to protect Bonnie in that sense. I don't want you to be hurt. I know, Bonnie, I know. You reassure them that all you want, them all you want. You say you're sorry, you promise you never do it again. But you would do it again. Yeah. 100%. Again and again and again and again. Yes. 100%. 100%. If it happened now while you're stuck in a time loop, you jump in and protect them every time. You protect them all every time. Yes. Because what's the alternative? Try to find a way to save them without being hurt? But what if you failed? What if you couldn't do it and they did get hurt instead? What if they died because you tried to get a better ending? All these things is going through Seafreen's mind as well. Oh my freaking god, this game. You can't take that chance. You would do it again the exact same way for as long as needed. I'm stronger now, Bonnie. Literally. I can protect you. And make sure I don't get hurt either. That's yes. That's what Bonnie needs to hear. 110%. You promise? You promise you won't get hurt again? I promise. You super promise? Super promise. We can't promise, but well, technically with the time loop we can, but you can't ever promise something like this. You super promise? Super duper promise. Okay. Okay. As long as you promise, it's fine. This beautiful relationship. I think one of the most interesting relationships in this entire game. 100%. How heavy it is, how much goes into it. My stomach feels like sick out of like how much anxiety I have, but now like I feel like kind of like I have chills all over, you know? And oh, anyway, I protected you just now, right? If it wasn't for me, you'd have been hurt, yeah? So you can protect me and I can protect... Oh. Whew. That hit me hard. That hit me so hard. And we can protect everyone too. Yeah, look at this. How could you not love Bonnie? Oh, that hit me hard. Oh, I feel that in my heart. Yeah. Oh, look at the big smile. You see me, right? I gotta touch. Oh my god, I'm going to die. I am going to die. Oh. I am dead. I am dead. I am deceased. This is so beautiful. Oh my god, I am dead. I am bereft of all life. Oh my lord. They hug you tightly. Look at the... I didn't think I'd ever see this. You freeze until you remember what to do. Oh. Oh my freaking heart. And look at Seafreen's face as well. That's a face of like, this isn't very comfortable for me, but I'm doing this for Bonnie. You hug them back. Heh. I'm dead. This game needs to stop. This game needs to stop right now. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Look at it. Look at the face. The squished face. You do know how to hug. Looks like I do, yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh. Such a beautiful, beautiful thing. You got a memory of training. You'll always remember this. What does memory of training give us? When memory of training is equipped, your kid will never miss when... Oh my god. Your kid, by the way. Your kid. Your kid. Your kid also learned billion blows technique. They'll be able to hit the enemy harder during battle. Oh, this is breaking me. It's so strong you'll only be able to use it when you your kid had this exact conversation. So if you look back to Dormont, you'll have to talk to him all over again. Remember that, okay? Okay, let's go back to Dormont. I gotta show everyone how cool. This is the best part of the game, easily. You both go back to Dormont. That's the best part of this game. So, and that's saying a lot. Oh my god. I might need several days. What was so beautiful about that whole sequence is not only just me tearing up now and having a bit of the sniffles, right? It's also the fact that, like, the connection that Bonnie and Freen have, being traced back to a moment where Freen did lose their eye for Bonnie, is a beautiful sentiment to have in this game. It's a beautiful idea that they have in this game. What happened here is, what happened here is that Bonnie was nearly killed by a sadness, and Siegfried jumped in to save their life, and that's how they lost their eye. From Bonnie's perspective, for this whole journey, they've been looking at Siegfried and seeing the eye and seeing them bump into things and having a lower depth perception, having bad peripheral vision, and also the fact that, like, part of their job is to explore things. It upset Bonnie because Bonnie now thinks that this is my fault, that this has happened, when and again, that happens in relationships all the time, where, like, Siegfried didn't see it that way at all. Siegfried's like, I had to do it and we'll do it. And I love the very realistic shouting match in a way that came from, like, a place of emotions, not anger or hatred for anyone. Of course we'll protect you. You're the kid in this scenario. And Bonnie, realizing that is very important. It's like, you may not want to be called a kid, but in this case, they said you're a kid as well, by the way. Oh, holy hell. In this case, you are the kid we have to protect, no matter what. The reason why Bonnie this whole time has been pushing us away, has been acting like they didn't like us very much, is because they didn't want us to protect them again. And they didn't want to get close enough that we would have another reason to protect them. But not only that, the reason why they gave us that arbitrary game was to prove that. It's like, you don't know me. Why would you save me in the past? You didn't know me. And it might be easier for some people then to be like, well, look, I'm like, just to try and, like, push them away in that sense too. And that's what happened with Bonnie, is that they were trying to push Siegfried away because they felt guilty about what happened to Siegfried. But Siegfried obviously doesn't see it that way. Of course, it's Siegfried. And that whole thing of, like, I don't want you to get hurt again because of me. That's also probably why they're trying to make themselves feel look stronger than they are. I'm tough. I'm this. Don't look down on me. Trying to make sure people don't look down on them is probably a result of not wanting anyone to think that they need saving. And from a kid's perspective, they think, like, if I say something, it wills it into being. You know what I mean? And being like, I'm tougher than I am. When in reality, everyone's going to do this, and everyone's going to try and save Bonnie. And even in the end, when we're finding the king, the first thing everyone said was, Bonnie, get out of here, which is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Such a stunning sequence here. Really stunning sequence. That really explains so much about the relationship. But then the hug at the end is so beautiful too. And how they called him our kid as well after this. I'm blown away by that whole sequence. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. Guys, I'm gonna be back in like 2 minutes, okay? Okay, so I'm back. I actually talked to Mirabel again, and I didn't zone out. I just did like the fast forward through the conversation so we still get the full effect of it. I didn't realize you wouldn't get the full effect of it. But now we can go talk to Odal, right? And see if we can do anything about their book as well. Odal. Oh, Siegfried, you look rested. Glad to see you laid back on this day before the end of the world. That's what they said just before as well, right? We have to talk to him about, can I help you with anything? Do you need help with anything? Are you this bored, Seafreen? It's that, yeah, the book they were looking for, right? Yeah, we saw this conversation before as well. But we know where you can find one, right? Yeah, we know where you can find one. I think it's with the boulder guy. Yes, there it is. Okay. I've heard the boulangerie has one of those. What? 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 Huh? Really? I love them getting so excited. She doesn't seem to know how to react. You look at her repeat the same words over and over. Seafreen, will you come with me to ask them if I can borrow it? It might take some time. So make sure you have time to help me. I have time now. Thank you. Let's go then. You and Odal are now hanging out. You should head to the boulangerie. Okay. Odal and I hanging out. And this is the place you have to go, right? Hey there. Hello. We heard you may have a family tale. Family tale? Of a family called Peperas. If you'd be okay with it, I'd like to borrow for a little bit. The one I borrowed for my girl before the house froze. I'm not a very good writer, so I figured reading one of those will give me some inspiration for stories to tell my little girl. That's very sweet. Do you have it still? I do not. Oh no. What? Do you know Antoine, maybe? He lives in the east of town in the house with no flowers. Asked if he could borrow it. They do the Paperas family, you see? I couldn't really refuse. The Paperas family died only a few years back, after all. Well, that sucks. Do you know if he still has it now? I don't see why they wouldn't. I have a sudden bad feeling about this. Are you thinking fetch quest? The house to the east of the village with no flowers, huh? Looks like we should go pay them a visit. Yeah, so I think Odal's thinking, this might be like this person has it, this person doesn't have it. So to the east is over here with no flowers. Or maybe it's literally to the east. This one here? Antoine, is it? That sure is me. And you're the two saviors, aren't you? Thank you for all you're doing. Best luck tomorrow. Thank you. We have a favor to ask. Could we borrow your family tale you possess? For an hour, maybe? Oh, the Paperas family tale? Oh, she just gave it up. I know that means a lot to you, so... Oh no, that's not the problem. I'd be happy to lend it to you, but, well... I think one of the kids next door they stole it? What? What? I'm not saying they're bad kids. They're very nice kids. It's very nice. They just, well, you know, the 3 kids outside a few weeks ago, they passed by to help me cook some things, and well, the book is gone now. So, sounds like we should talk to those kids. So it is one of those quests, talk to this person, talk to that person, which I don't mind those type of quests. Like, that kind of reminds me of Ocarina of Time. Not Ocarina of Time, sorry, Link's Awakening. We'll get that book deal. Let's just go, alright? Are these the kids? It is, okay. Kids. The middle kid with the small hat looks at you from the rock throne. Adults. What do you want? Seafreen, you handle this. Why you? Why me? You're closer to being a kid than I am. Okay. Good luck. Okay. Which one of you stole the family tale? Do you know about family tales? Yeah? What kind of adult doesn't know about family tales? Are you stupid? Man, you can't ask adults if they're stupid. Can't I? Look at them. They're short. Their hair looks unbrushed. Don't talk about Seafreen's hair. And they look like they haven't slept in weeks. Don't even try this. And that definitely looks stupid and not cool. You have a rock throne, kid. You have a rock throne. Reality check right here. You're sitting on a rock throne. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt all day. Yeah, you think you're cool now, right? But when tomorrow your tailbone is hurting? Yeah. Seafreen, the kid is destroying you. Just destroying you, saying stuff that's not true? On principle, you don't get fight with kids. What to say? Anyway, do you know about the Paperas family tale? I think he's asking about... Shut up! I got this. The middle kid looks at you disdainfully as they can, which is a lot. What if we do? We'd like to borrow it. Trade. A trade? A trade. We have something you do not. Knowledge. Offer us something in exchange. I have a flower, I have a pun. A pun? It better be the best pun I ever heard. How do you keep a wizard in suspense? The kid leans a bit towards you, interested. I don't know. How? I'll tell you tomorrow. What? That's not the deal. The kid's eyes go wide, speechless. Double whammy, called him a wizard as well, by the way. Manon, the wizard looked at adult. He said, they said you're a wizard, Manon. Wow. I know you just said it because it's part of the joke. I know I'm not a real wizard because wizards aren't real, but I felt something just now. I'll do whatever you ask. We only need the book. Yeah. Okay, so man doesn't have the book anymore. Odil's face. That was very funny. Listen, Charlene's was really annoying about wanting it, so I gave it to her so she stopped crying, okay? Who's Charlene? Charlene Choquette? The Bone Orange's daughter. Wait, what? You can't help but laugh. Look at the old lady's face. Sifrine, you jump. We are going. You nod rapidly and follow. Bye, adults. Let's play again soon. I love the fact that that was a double whammy for like a kid, right? Like, you not only like tell them a good pun, but you make them feel very important by saying they're like a wizard, right? Which I think is like a very, very funny thing as well. It was a very funny joke. As well though, like I love that like the kids will be sharp and they will bite in terms of their words. You know what I mean? And that can be very, very hurtful. You know what I mean? But kids won't, you know, most of them don't mean to be bad. Some of them are just shit heads to other kids, but like hopefully they'll grow up to be better if they have a good teaching, I guess, as well. You know, good parental figures. Hello. Hey, please do not scare my daughter, madame. You get in front of Odile and smile at the girl. Hi. Hi. We've heard you got a cool book. A book? Oh, yes, from Manon. Manon's so nice, she gave me the book. The book with the nice stories. Dad was reading it now, and it's mine. I can't read it all by myself, but it's boring. I want another book, Papa. Wait, which book you talk about, Charlene? This one. She shows you all the book with the Papary's family tale written across it. What's her dad gonna say? There it is. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. It's fine. You got the Papary's family tale, finally. You both find a nice silent place to talk. You know what, so before we go into whatever deeper thing is going to happen here as well, I do think that a lot of this is showing as well that Odile, while so intelligent, so smart, and so perceptive and analytical, is someone as well that, like, you know, is obviously, like, you know, using Sifrine as well, not using, but allowing Sifrine to do more of the social stuff, because obviously they can't handle that stuff all the time as well. This is a nice place. I can't believe this took this long, but finally. Odile looks at the closed family tale book intently. Are you going to read it? They said I could keep it until I have to leave Dormont, so I have time, but... She's still looking at it. The family tale book you spent so much time trying to find. It seems important to her, but why? Is it related to your research? Sorry, what? The book, is it related to your research? Well, I suppose I've kept it secret long enough. Wait, we're gonna learn the research? Don't tell Isabeau, alright? There is no research. That's an interesting conclusion to this, right? I'm not researching anything. Huh? Sorry for not saying anything. Isabeau said I must be researching something since I was a traveler here in Vagard. And it felt easier to not say anything. So then why are you... So I guess, like, Odile's saying that, like, that having this long explanation of, like, you know, what it actually is and, like, what I actually am is easier than just, like, just to let them believe something that that is not true, I guess. So then why I leave Kaboom? Travel for years, all to find myself in Vagard, if not for some intellectual pursuit. Well, I'm actually here in Vagard find out more about myself. Oh. I suppose it's not very apparent to you, but interesting. These side talks we've had with characters, these are side talks. This is like eye-opening information about characters. Oh, I lived my whole life in Kaboom. My father was Kaboom, my mother was a guardian. I have no idea how they met. He never told me, but all I know is that she never wanted a child. She left very early in my childhood and I never saw her again. Good riddance, if you ask me. But she left and I didn't leave anything behind. And didn't leave anything behind. No pictures, no letter, no family history. And that's the thing, even if you're saying good riddance about someone who left your life, you're still going to be like interested, right? What does it matter, right? My father was a good man and Kaboo was my home. I just think I didn't need to know about my history about for God. But still, a part of me was curious. That makes sense. That makes so much sense. The curiosity would like totally get the better of you. And one day a few years ago, a Vagadi merchant showed me her wares and this book that she wouldn't let go of. A book of tales written by her old family. A family tale. And she explained family tales to me. Generations of Vagadian parents writing stories for their children and writing them down in a book. So you end up with stories written by an entire lineage. And she explained the way the book was written. I do love that idea, by the way. It kind of reminds me of the way like Frodo and Bilbo and all those characters would like write the book, like in Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? With that perspective of who's writing Lord of the Rings and stuff like this. Like, I do like that idea a lot. The rules of this particular way of telling stories. How friendly families shared their stories with each other. And how it had been done for generations. How it brought her closer to her family and ancestors, her culture. And while she was explaining all this to me, she suddenly stopped. And I was surprised to find out she stopped because I was crying. Oh my God, Odile. Again, Odile coming here for more emotional reasons and more like personal, like family reasons. It is a big deal. Again, it's another layer to a character, right? I didn't even realize it because I wanted this. This connection that she had to a history that was also supposed to be mine. But it was stolen from me because my mother left. Wow. She feels like this history and connection to everyone else has is so beautiful and that she doesn't have it because her mother like deprived her of it. And I've never had a link to this culture ever. Unless I went there. Big deal. Big moment for Odile then. So this is why I traveled to Vagard for a personal reason, for a personal, emotional, family reason. And, well, the king took over shortly after I arrived, which did make things more difficult. But during my travels with you all, I got to know many Vagadians and see many Vagadian cities. I got to learn more about the country, its culture and fate, its people. And I look and I learn, and this is the country my mother came from. It's half of me, but still, even now that I'm here in Vagard, I feel no connection to whatsoever. So Odile came here to find that connection with her family, and she find that information. Again, a very learned person, looking at all the stuff, learning along the way. But now that they're here, they feel none of that. That's so interesting to me. I don't recognize myself here, so they feel like they're out of that. This is not the you in the Odile in Vagard is not recognizable. Is that strange? I don't think so at all. I think that personally, like if I grew up in like one place for all my life, and I didn't know like my mother or my father or something like this, and then I went to their homeland, I wouldn't feel it out of the ordinary to like not feel like I didn't belong there. Half of me should be from here, isn't it? Very analytical way of looking at it as well, though, right? When they came here for emotional reasons and are still looking at it analytically. Shouldn't I see something of myself here? In this place that my mother came from? Shouldn't it be like looking in a mirror? Like a revelation? Shouldn't I see how Vagadian people act? How they think? And be able to say, so this is why I'm like this. Wow, it is like, again, it's very much like trying to like follow the lead. Why am I like this? Why do I act like this? Why do I say this stuff? Why am I this type of person? Trying to trace it back like breadcrumbs, but not actually finding the place that you thought you were going to find. Shouldn't I be able to call this place mine? But I can't. It feels awful like Like my roots have been cut off without my consent. So it's like, again, the abandonment. I didn't get to have that connection with my mother with this place because she abandoned me. And it feels like without me even asking, I no longer have a connection to this beautiful place. Like my mother stole it from me. Like I really don't belong anywhere. But this is why I'm here still. To know as much as I can about this country. And in the meantime, find out if it'll make myself, if it'll make me find out more about myself. And I did find out more about myself during this journey. I'm glad. It's an interesting question, is it not? How much do you carry of your country, of a culture that should have been yours but wasn't? I think if you look at it like as a percentage-wise, that's not the way to do it, right? Sometimes places just like will always, like, again, the place you grew up will always be the place that feels more like home, not just the place that we were supposed to be a part of you. It may not seem so to you, but Kaboo, my feathers are, my features are foreign. So in Kaboo, just small things. My hair being slightly too thick, my brows too thin. Interesting. Very interesting. Growing up in a different culture as well, where you do like, where you kind of look like you don't, quote unquote, don't belong in another culture, you know? Enough for me to look different here. I'm other, so I'm different. Oh my god, Odal. That's so interesting to not feel, to go back to a place where, that no matter what, because of your appearance, you're never going to look like you're truly truly native to one place, because you have like a different cultures within you. And you tried to come back here to find out like maybe like those answers, but you can't really find it. It's so interesting to me saying like, oh, my hair is too thick, my eyebrows are too thin, because that is something that I feel like a lot of people might experience like throughout their lives as well, if they're growing up in a different country, or they're growing up like in a place that like where they have like you know, their father or something like that maybe was from a different country, and they will stand out. But Odal is standing out in both countries, in both Vagard and in Kaboo. So what about Vagardians? Would they see me as one of theirs? There it is. Would I find myself in them? After coming here, I found that no, of course not. Why would I? I've never been here before this journey. But at the same time, I'm not the only one who is other. In fact, Vagard is filled with people who also come from other lands. Vagard welcomes people from all over the world, after all. So, even if I did not find someone like me, I have found Vagard to be full of people that are similar to me. I love that freaking sentiment. Because this is like a hub for all people traveling. While you're not going to find the people that look exactly like you, you're going to find people that are all other, all different. And I'm very grateful for that. That's fantastic. That's a better outcome that I was thinking for this conversation. Odal is half a guardian. You never knew. She traveled halfway across the world to find out more about herself, trying to see if she'd find herself in a country she has no memory of. What about you, Sifrine? Are you finding out more about yourself in Vagard? Interesting question. What do you mean? Well, you didn't grow up in Vagard either, right? Do you have roots here? Were you just passing through? Huh. My apologies. Forget I asked. Again, because we're not totally aware of, like, Sifrine's background as well, right? I didn't say anything. You didn't need to. Odal understanding an expression, understanding, like, people on that level shows that while they are very analytical and very, like, straightforward, they also take time to care about people and make sure they care about people. Your face said it all. Just because I'm telling you personal facts about myself doesn't mean you should tell me anything in return. That's always very important to learn, right? Because I think sometimes people do get very defensive about this stuff. I told you all this stuff about myself, but you didn't tell me anything, and that can break apart relationships. But I think it's important to learn that everyone doles out their past and their feelings in different ways and at different times. It was wrong of me to ask. Well, like, look, I don't think Stephen's going to take it personally. We can forget about it. She goes back to looking at the Family Tales cover. She's probably be fine leaving it here, but just bearing her story to you and nothing else. But you, I don't remember much from about where I'm from. Odal turns to look to you, huh? Were you too small when you left? Well, it was because there was nothing worth remembering. Everything was worth remembering. Neither. So that's interesting. Everything was worth remembering, but like we don't remember it. But I can relate to you. Trying to find pieces of yourself wherever you can. And again, that metaphor of the roots being cut off. Trying to find where you belong. trying to find how your roots might have shaped you. Which parts of you created and which parts were already where. That's another interesting line. It's like, which parts of me are me that I developed over time, and which parts did I get from my culture or my people that I'm around or my parents? You're not. But you're not only made of where you're from, right? If that was the case, everyone in Kabul would be the exact same, and everyone in Vogar would be the exact same. Where you're from matters, yes, but it's not anything that makes you you. That's what I realized during this journey, Seafreen. That is so important for Seafreen to hear this as well. I'm Kaboon and Vogarian in ways that I do and I don't realize. And I'm also myself. One might say that's more important than being Kaboon and Vogarian, wouldn't you agree? That's such a beautiful way to look at this. Because again, Odal bore their heart out to us, right? 100% and their soul. But then realized that like, oh, maybe like, how is they kind of like took into account how Seafreen might feel about this. And then Seafreen like, opened up a little bit as well. And they're both able to kind of like, and Odal's able to use the lessons that they learned while bearing their own heart to now help Seafreen understand like who they are as a person. Because I love the idea. It's like me being myself is the most important part of all this. I do. Look at the smile. That's interesting. I feel so much lighter now. Right. Usually that helps. Because you find a family tale? No, because you got to have a chat. Oh my god. Yes, and also because we talk, Seafreen. This is so amazing. Ha! Thank you for listening to me, Seafreen. You blush and nod. Yeah, getting a thank you from Odal means a lot. Means a lot. Right? Huh. Now get out of here. I have a family tale to read before we all meet for our sleepover. We'll talk later. Go have fun. Odal smiles at you mischievously. That mischievous smile feels like it's like, we have that secret between the two of us, you know what I mean? Very beautiful moment. You'll always remember this. When a quick memory secret boosts all of your research, another great stat boost. Craft Break A. Craft Break A is amazingly strong. When used, an enemy weaker to all craft types. That's insane. It's so strong you'll be able to use it when you... That's so strange. Crazy. That's strong, I mean. That's so strong. You get up and leave waving goodbye. Another beautiful scene as well. I guess now we can talk about the two scenes we've had here. First of all, before we go into anything, I think what's great about the three conversations we've had so far with Mirabelle, Odal, and Bonnie is that it is the essence of what I love about games that allow you to talk to characters on the side. I know this isn't technically on the side because I think it's mandatory. It might be mandatory. I'm not sure. But a recent game, right? Metaphor ReFantazio, which is fantastic. One of the things that's absolutely incredible about Metaphor ReFantazio is that, and it's similar to other like games where you talk to people socially, is that you will have these moments where you talk to characters outside of the main story and the main objective. And those moments are so important for the main objective for me because they make me care about the story even more. While people can say, well, do I really need to know that I'm going to make up a story about a side character now that in a random game that doesn't exist. Do I really know that like Perry, the talking dog, that's a bad example. Do I really know that Abigail, like, had a growing up, like, didn't get to like talk to her brother, and they had a very strange relationship? Yes, right? And the reason why like those side things are important for the main plot as well is because now you not only get a connection with people, which makes you care about them more and want to save them more, but also it impacts like how you see their decisions in the game. So many times I see people critiquing a game where they'll be like, why did this character do this? And then when you ask, well, did you do this side quest? No, what happens in that side quest? And it's like, well, in that side quest, they like talk about how they lost their brother, and that's why they did something so silly and jumped headfirst into like the dangerous battlefield to save their new surrogate kind of like brother. You know what I mean? The new friend that seems like their brother to them because they didn't want to lose someone again. It's like, oh, that makes sense, right? And it does impact decisions. Like, it impacts everyone's feelings. Mirabelle, having this idea of like, change and wanting to change definitely like is always like, is on her mind. The pushing away of Seafreen by Bonnie, and the idea of like the constant research and the very desperate looking around for things as well. Like the example is Odal getting sharp and snappy with Mirabelle. Nobody else has to move on after looking at stuff because they were so desperate to find that book. We talked about it already at length, so I won't go too much into it again. But the idea of like with Bonnie pushing us away because they didn't want us to ever save them again. That is such a beautiful sentiment and such a sad sentiment. They blame themselves for what happened to our eye, when in reality we see this as a small price to pay for keeping a child alive. Our kid, Bonnie, our kid. And that's what this is. It's a small price to pay in our eyes. But Bonnie obviously has carried it with them for so long. When they see us, they get upset. When they get sad, they don't like what they see. Which I think is a very understandable, in a way, response to have for a kid, where it's like, my action that happened to me led to this. And now they're trying to make themselves feel more powerful, more important, more like stronger, so that no one tries to save them. But everyone's already agreed that we're not going to let anything happen to Bonnie. But Bonnie, of course, is like, I don't want you to save me because I don't want you to get hurt again. And in their mind, when we tripped in that moment, they saw that again. What if Seafreen gets hurt because of something I did? And again, Seafreen doesn't see it that way. Isabeau doesn't see it that way. Mirabelle doesn't see it that way. Odile doesn't see it that way. But from a kid's perspective, it's hard to compare. Like, as an adult, it's hard to come to terms with your feelings. But can you imagine, like, thinking about this whole journey? They were rude to Seafreen not because they didn't like Seafreen. They were rude to Seafreen because they didn't want Seafreen to get any closer and to feel like they needed to save him. Because again, that arbitrary questions that they gave Seafreen was just to be like, you don't know me, so why would you even care? Why would you care? Why would you do that? Why would you try and save me? You lost your eye because of me. And the stuff with Odile is so interesting too, because again, it's important for Seafreen, for someone who doesn't know who they are, finding themselves on this journey again and maybe finding who they are on this journey. And I feel like that's the same for Odile. Odile is now realizing, yes, I don't have this connection. I don't have this connection to Vagard that I thought I would have. And also, like, I'm not fully like seen as like a part of Kaboo either because of how I look. And both those things are very different. I got like, features from my parents, both my parents, my Vagardian parent and my Kabooian father, in that way too, and mother and father. And the message of the whole conversation was that we see now why Odile was like so frantically looking for the stuff, while they're always researching, while they're always like standing in position, like looking for stuff, while they're always like being so analytical and looking out in the world because they want to find out more about themselves, go on a journey and find out about themselves. But now they've come to terms with the idea of like, well, I'm me. That's the most important part of this. While I don't have that connection to Vagard in that way, I do have a connection in a way that, like, while I'm different to everybody else, that actually makes me like have a place here because everybody feels different of Vagard and everyone has there's so many different travelers and different people. And also, you're part of a group with so many different varied people as well, and that has to feel fantastic too. And I think the message for Seafreen there was great too. A really beautiful conversation with Odile as well, honestly. Guys, that's going to do for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and we're going to come back in the next one and talk to Isabeau. I actually have already talked to Mirabelle and went through that conversation again. We are doing really well with this stuff, and I actually really like this game quite a bit. Always, please, as usual, comment as much as you want and all this stuff, because again, not only does it help the channel, 100% does, but I think more than anything, I love conversing with you guys and reading your comments and stuff like this. It's really, really nice. Especially on a playthrough like this that has so many emotional moments and so many impactful story moments. As always, I never advertise it, by the way, but I have YouTube memberships as well. You can check out the YouTube memberships. There's stuff like Q&A and community videos and stuff like that as well you can get involved in. And also, you get your name read out right now, just like Royal Game of 7 and Blasco, my top YouTube members. And you can also check out the Patreon, which is also... And it does help these series keep going, by the way. Thank you so much to Tyfire2, JB Bull, Johnny the Banana, the Ghost Zuma, Felicious Felix, Ewald, Radish, Sedusta, Def Trap, Smarky, Assassin, Trubita Butter, Peter Shelson, Heck, Leon, Hike Sparian, Jared Beanham, and the highest stream on YouTube, Royal Game of 7 Blasco. I said that again, their names again, because I'm used to saying them afterwards. But yeah, those are all my patrons, my lovely, lovely patrons. And again, if you can't give anything as well, I want to make it clear, you don't have to, 100%. You're not going to be shunned whatsoever. But I appreciate you 100%. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.